YouTube! It's Mr. Fett. This is like my 10th take, just letting you know, because it's a complicated guitar and I keep screwing it up. Let's see if this works. All right, Rickenbacker 370-12. I do it because I love you. 370s are the ones with 3 pickups, and you got the fancier appointments. You got the shark fin inlays and the binding. These are semi-hollow guitars. It's not an F-hole, but the hole here is bound. You've got the neck binding. The 330s have the dot inlays, and I don't think have as much binding. The 360s have the same appointments, but just 2 pickups, and the 330s are 2 pickups also. All of them share these high gain pickups. And they're called high gains because that's relative to the guitars that are more vintage spec have the toaster pickups or toaster top pickups. And those ones have a chrome cover, but they have 2 strips of black on them, so when you're looking down at them, it looks like the top of a toaster. You know it's a high gain if they have these adjustable pole pieces, these black adjustable pole pieces in the middle. Okay? You would be forgiven if you're on the Rick forums or whatever and you'd think that you have to rip these out and replace them with toasters right away. I know a lot of people do that. I think that a lot of those people that were chasing those older tones from the Byrds and the Beatles, those guys played the older ones, and were recording kind of in a specific style. I find that these high gains are very versatile pickups, however, and I think you should really give them a try before you take them out. And I'll play them for you a little bit today. Some other things about these, though, that you need to know. I think the biggest one, and that gets talked about a lot, is the nut width. It's a narrow nut width. And here you've got 12 strings with a narrow fretboard, so you've got to work at it a little bit with your fingers. You've got to be a little bit more accurate, and you got to be able to get your fingers in there. It's a different feeling guitar than a lot of others. So I really encourage you to try them out, because it might be difficult for you, but I think if you're willing to work at it and practice with it a little bit, it's totally doable. And you get great, they just got great sounds in them, man. So if you want to get this sound, I think it's worth putting in the extra work. I mean, if you've got super huge fingers, it just might not work for you, but I love to play the guitar. It doesn't bother me. But, you know, fretting a little too hard on these, right? You've got each finger is doing 2 strings. You fret a little too hard, you can easily pull them flat. So you do have to work at it. You've got the art tailpiece here. These are a little bit of a challenge to string up when you first start doing these. The secret that I've learned is use a capo. So you get the string in here in the tailpiece and you pull it through and use a capo to keep it somewhat tight and in place so that you can work down here and get them in. It takes a little bit of finesse and you have to have some practice with it. Eventually it does get easier as you do it. The control scheme on these is also a little different. I'll demo that for you. Let me talk a little bit about the finishes though, real quick. This is a fire glow finish. That's the red. When you see the maple ones, they're called the natural finishes. Those are called maple glow, the natural ones. The black ones are called jet glow. Then you'll also get some special runs. I know that there's been burgundies and blues. There might be some others. And they call those different things. I don't know all the names, but the standard ones that you see that are always out are the fire glow, the red, the maple glow, the natural, and the jet glow, which is the black one. And it's cool because the finish goes right onto the back. It's also bursted on the back. The neck, you can see they use 3 pieces of wood and they color the middle piece differently. There's a really cool video. I don't know if it's by Premier Guitar, who it's by, but they go to the factory and you can see how these are made. Rickenbacker is an American company, a little bit of an odd duck, you know, owned by, I don't know if it's the same family, but it's one guy. He is known for being, and rightly so, he tries to keep his guitars, his patents, his intellectual property protected. So you don't even see many of the toaster top aftermarket pickups. You don't see many Rickenbacker knockoffs because he keeps it, he goes after people. Which is cool. He really is protecting his trademark. Some of that does extend, I feel, to the to some of those forms that are Rickenbacker centric, you might feel that there's a real tendency to adhere to orthodoxy. And so it's a little bit controversial. Even people don't seem to mod their guitars very much. I did mod this one from the suggestion of a gentleman on the Rick forums, iiipopes. I think I've been saying 3 popes. I don't know how you say it, but he's come up with a really cool schematic. I'll go over these controls with you and explain why you might want to also, if you have a 3 pickup guitar, do that mod. First though, the controls. These 4 big knobs. These are 2 volumes and 2 tones. Neck volume, bridge volume, neck tone, bridge tone. Selector switch. Stock, well, this is obviously the bridge, the neck, and this is 2 pickups together. Stock, it's these 2 pickups together, okay? So there's no option stock to get these 2 pickups. That's why you would do the mod, and it's a really cool mod because it looks stock, but what he's done is he's taken this blend knob. You say, what's a blend knob? Well, a blend knob, before I get to how I changed it, the blend knob is another way to control how much of the neck pickup you're using. So if you've got these on, you got the volumes on all the way, and you're on both pickups, okay? This is what it sounds like. If I engage this blend knob, I'll just go all the way. If I go to the bridge, it's the same sound, right? Because the blend knob has taken out that neck pickup altogether. So it gives you another way to blend the 2 pickups together, another controller other than just the neck volume. So it's an odd thing, but it's pretty useful actually. And I'll show you one way you can use that. You can set up your neck volume. Say if you've got, I'll go there in a minute. Let me keep going. Now, I was telling you that was the neck and the bridge, and I said these don't come stock being able to do that. So that's the trick. This guy, iiipopes, replaced, in the schematic, you replace this pot with a push-pull. When it's up, when you pull this up, you get the stock configuration. In the middle, you get these 2 pickups. Make sure everything's on. In the down position, you get these 2. Hopefully you can hear the difference there. So that's cool. 2 different tones that you get. Also, when it's down and you're getting these 2 pickups, he changes the wiring slightly. He puts in line a little capacitor that rolls off some of the bass to give you even a little bit more bright, jangly tone. And that's how the vintage ones were wired. And he thinks that it sounds better using the toasters than using the high gains. I wouldn't know, I don't have it to AB, but I think it's a really cool sound, and I find myself, I rarely use this combination. I usually keep it down, and in the middle, it gives me these 2 pickups. All right? So I've explained, that's the only modification. It's just changing this push-pull, and you get a little capacitor, and you wire it in. And he'll send you the schematic if you ask him, and you can do it yourself. It really wasn't that hard. If you don't feel comfortable, you take it to your tech. But it gives you some more versatility out of these 3 pickup Rickenbackers. All right, what else? Let me just show you one of the neat features about the fit and finish, right? The binding on the back, this is a rounded top. And the neck, it's kind of cool. Hopefully you can tell, you've got the binding, and then you get a little bit of the fretboard peeks through, fretboard wood, before you go here. So that's just kind of a neat thing. Here's a close-up of how the tuners kind of see. You've got those two slots, so the tuners, some of the tuners sit in there, right? So it's a pretty neat feat of engineering to fit all those on there without having a super huge headstock. But there's one more feature that I want to go over, and that is the Rickenbacker. What is Rickenbacker? Well, check this out. These guitars have 2 input jacks. Right now I've just been in the standard jack, but this one is labeled Rickenbacker, and let's engage it. Well, what does it do? It lets you split the pickups. You can take your neck pickup and send it to one amp, and you can take your bridge pickup and send it to another amp. And that's pretty cool because you can, obviously you could use 2 different pedal boards, 2 different effects things. You can have a clean amp and a dirty amp. You know, you can do all sorts of weird things. So I'm going to do some of that for you. As a result, that's why you're only getting camera audio, because we're going to, altogether, you've got 3 amps going. The single chain so far has been the Rickenbacker into my pedal board. And what's on is a Klone V2 from Effects, just set up as a clean boost. Then I'm going into a Pigtronix twin Germanium, Philosopher's twin Germanium, sorry, just a compressor, a Pigtronix compressor. And then it's going into a Radial Tonebone ABY that's splitting the output to a 65 Vibrolux Reverb and a Sound City Concord. Both of those amps are set clean, so you've been getting this clean tone so far. Alright? Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to engage the Rickenbacker. What I've got is, I've got this TRS cable, this adapter. TRS male to female standard instrument jack. So I'm going to take this is the Fender and the Sound City with the Klone and the compressor on it, and the other one is going into that Vox AC4. It's a hand-wired AC4. But before it hits that, it's going into a Korg SDD 3000. And I can also turn on, for the Fenders, I can turn on a Deluxe Memory Man. So what I'm going to eventually, and I'm going to plug the TRS into the Rickenbacker, okay? What that's going to do is, it means that my neck pickup is going to the Vox. And the Vox is set a little bit dirty. Let's see if it's working. Little dirty, right? Roll that back a little bit. The bridge pickup is going into the other, the Klone, the compressor, to the Fender, blah, blah, blah. Now we can blend them both together. Pretty cool. Let's use the SDD as 3000 as a boost on the Vox, and give us a little bit more punch on that one, and then you still got the clean bridge tones. So again, this is... But maybe you think, oh, that Vox is really overpowering the clean tone. Well, let's dial it back a little bit with the blend knob. What if we add delay to the clean tone only and keep the dirty Vox? So this is the clean tone now with a little analog delay. This is the dirty neck pickup sound. Together. What if we add delay to the overdriven sound too? Two different delays. What does that do? So the overdriven sound has the digital, the Vox delay, and the clean sound has the analog. It's a Deluxe Memory Man. Separately. There you have it, Rickenbacker 370-12. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, it'd be great if you put them in the comments. And if you appreciate this at all, if you hit like for me, you could subscribe. I've got a few more guitar reviews coming. I hope you like this format, and I hope you all are doing well. Peace.